Awesome. Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. This is Tehmeena, and I hope you all are having an amazing day. Most of you already know me, especially if you've been following my page. But for anyone that does not know me and is here for the first time, just wanted to give a quick introduction about myself. So I'm originally from India. I've been in Canada for the last 18 years. My background for work and stuff is I've been in banking for about 8 years, and since last June, I own my own digital business. It's called Mina's Digitribe. So what I've started doing is interviewing other business partners that are doing what I do, and I just wanted to get other people to get a perspective from different angles of different people that are actually involved in this business from all around the world. So, in that endeavor, I have a special guest on today. He's all the way from Saskatoon in Saskatchewan, and he's been doing this business for a while. He's one of the leaders in our community, very actively involved with the training program as well. And, I, instead of stealing his thunder, I'd like him to kind of share a little bit about himself. So welcome, Tanveer. Thank you so much for joining my interview today. And can you just share a little bit about yourself and what made you, decide to become a digital business owner?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here today. My background and my whole story is basically I used to be working at the hotels. Like my whole education and my work, my career is all around service industry. I
Mm-hmm.
studied hotel management in Switzerland, and then I moved to China. I worked in France. I worked in Canada. So my
Mm-hmm.
whole life, basically, I've been working in hotel industry. My last job was at the Marriott Hotel downtown Saskatoon as a banquet supervisor, and I got laid off slash quit last 2020 in March 2020.
Oh.
We I didn't go back to work since. Um, we're not allowed to have any banquet stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't work there anymore. They have called me a couple of times in November because they started to open up, and then the whole thing hit again. So I didn't go to work. So it's been almost a year now that I've been just working full time with my business, along with my wife. My wife actually started this business, just so you guys know. It's not
Oh, is
me.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So share something about that as well. Yeah.
What happened is, like when we got pregnant with our first daughter, that's when she
Mm-hmm.
was kind of worried, and it was just like panicking her that, with the thought of leaving our daughter and going back to work after her maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she was pregnant, she was already planning about that, and she was thinking about what can we do that I don't have to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she found this business, one of the ad that popped up on her Facebook, and she actually signed up, and she went to watch the webinar by herself, and then she told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following week, because as you guys know that we do live webinar twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So
Yep.
then following week I went to watch the webinar, and then in my mind I always knew that it is possible to earn, uh, as a matter of fact, to make a living online nowadays. We all see that everything is
Mm-hmm.
going online. I just needed to find the right one that works for me or for my family or my needs according to my schedule, right?
Yes.
And at that
Mm-hmm.
time, I was working full time. So I said, okay, let's give it a try. We don't have to quit our job, because in this business, you don't have to quit your full time job. You can run
Mm-hmm.
this business while you are working full time.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked full time for almost a year and a half while we were doing this business. And then finally last year, I got laid off, and then I never had to go back to work because, believe it or not, when everything was shutting down, all the businesses were shutting down, we were actually booming. In
Yeah.
our whole community, we grew like twice as much
Yep.
in just 2020, because everybody realized that there has to be something online that they can rely on. And even my business went skyrocketing last year, alhamdulillah, because we had so many people who got laid off, who lost their jobs, and they realized that this is the only way to go right now. And this is just the beginning, believe it or not. In next 10, 20, or 50 years, the whole online is gonna just go crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, what you're saying is very, very true. Definitely. But and what you're saying again about the growth to just me myself, I joined last June. When I joined, there were about 40,000 people in our Facebook group, and now it's almost 72,000 people from all around the world that are part of the
Hmm.
Facebook. And it's amazing how it's growing every day, because I guess more and more people are seeing the value of online business. Everybody that I talk to is saying, I'm looking for something online. I'm looking for something online, because that's the way the world is going. Our kids are studying online now, so there is no choice. You can't escape. But people ask what this business is about, and what do I have to do? Like, how would you explain it?
What I usually say is like, hey, do you use Facebook? Do you go on, Facebook and spend hours and hours in there, just
Mm-hmm.
scrolling down videos and, watching YouTube videos, stuff like that. So what I say simply is like, we will teach you how to utilize that time on Facebook or on YouTube to make money. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
basically,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There is, in our business, there is no inventory. You don't have to stock anything. You don't have to ship anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask anyone to buy anything. You don't have to do those awkward, invitations to your house. And as they're eating samosas, then you slightly push your business in. You don't have to do any of those, right? Uh, our system will do everything for you.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
you're gonna do is basically use your own Facebook time, your YouTube time, utilize that time, and we'll show you how to make money out of it. Basically,
Yeah.
that's it. There's no going outside, no running around, nothing.
Yeah. I love the way you put that. It's so simple, because I actually sometimes think, and I think maybe I overthink it and I over explain it sometimes. So I like the way you've put it, very simply put. We show you how to leverage what you're doing every day, anyways, and just make money out of it. That's exactly, yeah, that's so simply put. I'm going to use that line now. Thank you so much for sharing it. So, you mentioned about the webinar, and you mentioned that you and your wife both watched the webinar, right? So, um, I have people that have signed up just not having the time to watch the webinar. They just haven't gotten around to it, and they're putting it off and things like that. So why is it important for people to watch the webinar, right? So, I'd like you to kind of explain that as well, right? So why do we have the webinar and things?
So our webinar is 90 minutes, okay, hour and a
Mm-hmm.
half. If
Mm-hmm.
someone asks me, okay, what is this business about and how are you gonna help me? I cannot explain the whole hour and a half in 5 minutes conversation on text messaging or anything like that.
Right.
And if I want to talk to them, like sometimes people ask me, can I talk to you? I said,
Yeah.
of course you can. But see,
Mm-hmm.
if I want to talk, I get messages like at least 10 to 20 messages every day. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I talk to all of them, then there will be no life for me. And the whole reason of me doing this business, that I want my life back. I don't want to work
Mm-hmm.
for anyone else. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking to everyone on the phone, then I won't have time to eat. I won't have time for my kids. There will be no time freedom.
Yeah.
So that's why we have this webinar.
Yeah.
So we all go there, whoever is
Mm-hmm.
interested, and you get the every single little information in details that I
Mm-hmm.
might even miss when I'm talking
Yeah.
to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those are like professionally done and they're very, very experienced. And at the end, you get to see people like us
Mm-hmm.
sharing their experience, how this business changed their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all this, I cannot just do it in 5 or 10 minutes phone conversation. And that's why we always ask everyone to go and watch the webinar, get your information. It's completely free. You have nothing to lose. After you finish the webinar, then you think and you decide. If it's not for you, then you have nothing to lose. You don't have any connection, any contact with anyone. There's no string attached. So All good to
That's
go. And if you want to go to the next step, then you can just contact me, or contact your mentor or person that you've been talking to.
right, right. No, that's very true. I like that no strings attached because there's no pressure. Like everybody can take it at their own pace. And I guess we also have recorded webinars, so people can watch it at their
Exactly.
own time as well, right? You can forward it, you can rewind it, pause it, try to figure it out. Sometimes you want to discuss it with your spouse, your better half, right? Like show them what it is. So you can do that as well. Because if we explain it to one person, then for them to explain it to somebody else, it gets more complicated. So this way, when they're sitting together and watching the webinar, or one watches and then, like in your case, your wife watched it and then made you watch it. So they it gives you more control over making that decision yourself in your own time, right? So that's another very important.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, very true. So can you just touch a little bit, because you are very closely affiliated with with the training department and all. I've seen that you're part of some of the videos that we have. So can you talk a little bit about the training and the resources and things like that? Just touch on that as
So
well.
the training side that we have, and me being in the training side and upgrading all those stuff, I got the better idea now that what our training side is. It is literally, if you want to have, or if you want to even get access to a training about Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then what else you have?
We
Pinterest.
have three
That's
sites.
a new one.
Pinterest, yes. Pinterest, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to get all those trainings, you'd spend like at least $10,000 to $15,000, or even more, I believe,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
just a little course on Facebook cost you $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
This is like world-class training site that we have, and it's completely free for all of us, all the members. We can access there anytime, every time, as many times as we want.
Yeah.
And those training is so simple that you don't have to be like a IT background person. You don't have to be really tech savvy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone, like we have people who are 60 years old, 70 years old,
Mm-hmm.
business partners who are, uh, you know, um, going through the training and understanding everything, who never even turned on the laptop before. It
Yeah.
is that simple, and it's very, very step by step training. And I don't
Yeah.
even call it training. It's not like something that you have to memorize it and then you have to go do a
No.
test or anything like
No.
that. It's
No.
nothing like
Yeah.
that. It's just basically we're gonna hold your hand and teach you how to walk, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, and a couple of things that you mentioned is so true. Like we have retirees that are coming back and doing this just because it's so easy to do. And I get amazed sometimes because my knowledge is like, on a scale of 10, like when I started, my knowledge was like maybe 3 or 4, like basic stuff I knew. But in the videos, they even show you how to make an account. Like, put in your name, put in your email, put in your, like it's that detailed, step by step. So if somebody has no idea about social media or no idea about opening even an account on social media, even they can do this business, right? So that is the best part about it. Like it's completely idiot proof. Like it's that simple. So, and then the training site is in your control as well. You can watch whenever you want. You can do the training whenever you want. You log
hmm
in, you have your own password. It's not like you're attending this timing, this course is at this time. You do it, it's flexible.
hmm
Sometimes they ask me how many hours. I was like, you can do it for 10 minutes on one day, you can do it for half an hour next day. It's completely in your control. So that's another thing that I really, really like about it. So my other thing would be, what are the 2 things that you absolutely love about the business? If I asked you, what are your top 2 things? You've been doing it for like 2 years now. What would that be?
Top two things would be, first of all, the community that we have. And this amazes me every day. Like literally, I meet, or I know, I get to know new people from our community every day. When people text me or I text someone, our community is the best thing that I got out of this business.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start, the money is the most important one. You want to make money and all this, but after a while, it's just not. Then you realize that it's not all about money. Yeah, money is coming, it's good, but then it's more than that, right?
Yeah.
For example, like I wouldn't even never met you before or anywhere if I would wouldn't be doing the same business, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you just text me, hey, let's go do an interview, and I'm like, okay. And this is how it works
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
whole community, and people are always so helpful, and we even know our family issues and our problems, and sometimes we have so many people who are going through something, because in our training or in our whole business we do a lot of personal development too, right?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
your personally, you being positive mindset, law of attractions. There are a lot of resources there.
Yeah.
So the whole community would be my first thing, number one thing that I really love about it. And our the way, like, I have learned so much from people in this community, even how to be organized. I'm not a very organized person, but
Okay.
I when I see some of our people, leaders in the
Uh-huh.
community, and the way they work, and I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, like, they also have 24 hours. I have my
Yeah.
24 hours. It's not that they have 28 hours in a day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
get so much done in that
Yeah.
24 hours that I
Yeah.
learn from them every day. And
Yeah.
this is like something you cannot even get from university, spending thousands of dollars. They
Yeah.
don't teach you these things.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. We have such good role models and things. And again, like you and I, like we are not connected in any way. Like, you don't benefit from me or anything like that, but we are all there to support each other and we are helping each other out and things like that, right? So that's the best part about it is the community, definitely. Like my team is such an amazing team that I'm a part of and they're always there for me and always supporting me. And some of you are there today as well. So thank you so much for that, for watching us live today. Um, any final words, because a lot of people are thinking about doing this business. I have people who are interested, they want to do it, but they're still on the fence, and they either have not taken action after watching the webinar, or they haven't taken a decision whether they want to do the business. So anything that you would like to share for that, like regarding the business and how it has benefited you, or whatever you can share.
This business literally changed my life, my whole family's life, and there are like not even 250, 100, or 200. There are literally thousands of people in our community that has been like benefiting from this business every day.
Yeah.
So if you are watching it and you are still thinking about it, uh, all I can say is, like, give it a try. Come and watch the webinar, and you will see how it works, and then you can decide. But I'm pretty sure that when you see our whole community, our people, the whole training side and everything else, you are not going to get this anywhere else. Like,
Yeah.
literally. And people who are like a little bit, skeptical, this is very normal. Like, I was the same, and I did my research. I took my time, and then I decided to, because if you want to change, you have to do something different.
Yes.
You cannot
Yes.
expect a different result by doing the same thing every day. So if you
Yes.
want to change, you have to step up, get out of your comfort zone, try something new. And like I said, 10, 15, 20 years ago, if someone would tell me, let's do an online business, I wouldn't do it. But
Yeah.
now it is completely possible. It is happening, and it's all around you. You can
Yeah.
see everyone is doing online business. There's
Yeah.
so many online businesses right now, and they
Yeah.
are all true. Like, if we pay taxes,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we pay tax. So this is 100% legit business in Canada. That
Mm-hmm.
when you're paying taxes to government, it is, there's no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
This business is worldwide. We have people from Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, USA, all over Europe.
Yep. Yep.
It is unbelievable. So even slightly, if you're thinking about starting something different, or you don't know where to start, what to
Mm-hmm.
do,
Mm-hmm.
just sign up and watch the webinar for free, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can decide.
Yep. No, thank you so much, Tanvi. That is very, very true. That they have to look at it. When you don't look at it, you don't know what is in there for you or not, right? You have to do your due diligence, take your time. Nobody's telling you to decide overnight, and take your time and then figure it out. You touched on the webinar. So we have our live webinar tonight at 8 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time. So, please join us. If you haven't seen the live webinar, you can watch it. There is a chat role. If you need to ask any questions, you can ask those as well. And, if you can't watch it tonight live, you can, as I said, you can always watch a recording. You will get the recording link in your emails as well. So, thank you so much, Tanveer. I just want to thank you for taking the time and joining me today and kind of sharing your insight into the business. Really valuable information that you've given us. I really appreciate you taking the time out and helping me, kind of introduce this business in a different way to my audience today.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be on the webinar tonight too. So if you guys are watching me now, you can come and watch me live as well. Then, because sometimes I know some people ask question in the webinar like, "Hey, if you are real, wave your hand" or something like that. So we get that all the time. Yeah. Because sometimes
like
people
it's not
think it's all
recorded.
recorded.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this now and you want to watch me in the webinar, and that's how you'll know that I'm real and it is live. Come and watch the webinar tonight.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that'll be great. Like, they've seen you now, so they kind of, they'll be able to relate to you even better on the webinar panel tonight. Yeah, so that's at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You most likely would be getting the email already, but if you're not, do reach out. My website is on here. You can register anytime or message me, and I'd be happy to do it for you. Thank you so much, Tanveer. All the best for tonight. Have an amazing rest of your day to everyone. And, we'll see you on the other side, inshallah. Okay, take care.
Thank you.